Hi, I'm Andrea.
And I'm Alex, and we're here to talk about cyberculture and writing. Technology has really affected our writing.
Yes, it has. The development and cognition of our brains have been affected by the mass quantities of technology enveloping our world today.
Indeed.
Okay, so first I think we should talk about cognition and development. A foundation in manuscript writing is really important.
Yeah, it's especially important in case technology ever fails us. That way we have something to rely on and the world won't go into chaos.
Yeah, like how would we be able to sign our checks? And there's been times when I usually pay my bills online on my computer, but sometimes if my computer's down, I don't even have a checkbook because I rely so much on using my computer to pay my bills, so I can't even write a check if I need to because I always constantly rely on using my computer.
So you're telling us you don't have the basic fundamental skills that we need because you can't even write a check if you had to.
No, I can't. And if you talk to someone like my mom's age, or someone in their in the immigrant generation, they would think that's crazy. My mom tells me all the time that I'm nuts for not having a checkbook, but I tell her that they take too much time and that I have to find a pen, and it's much more convenient for me to use my computer.
That example you gave really leads us into our next topic of time and reflection.
You're right. Technology has, in a sense, made information a lot more easily attainable. But is that good or is that bad?
Well, Andrea, I think it's a good thing because it allows us to do things quicker and to get more done in less time.
Yeah, but is that affecting our reflection time and how we're absorbing the material? Are we absorbing it well? Is it even doing anything for us?
You know, you pose a great question. Let's ponder that for a second.
Good idea, Alex. Now that we've got some good pondering time in, I did think of a good point. It's kind of like how our technology's made us do everything faster. It's like what we talked about in class when we talked about hyperlinks. It's the same thing with writing. We're doing everything quicker now, and writing's not any exception.
And one way that we are writing quicker is through programs such as Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word really does a lot of the thinking for us and helps us to become better writers than what we actually are.
Yeah, obviously we know tools on Microsoft Word like the thesaurus and the dictionary that help us craft better words and better sentences that make us have a nice end product. But also, there's the whole aspect of presentation. The presentation of a typed document is often a lot more clear than a sloppily handwritten note. People that have poor handwriting can often present their thoughts clearly and professionally, more so than they would if they would have done it without word processing. In this way, we can present ourselves in a way that is, like you said, much more intelligent than what we actually are. For example, take this sentence.
We started with the sentence, he said he wrote real good. Immediately, Microsoft Word let us know that this was not correct grammatical form structure of a sentence because the word good should actually be the word well.
And then we thought, let's use some bigger words to really make us look intelligent. So all we had to do was go to the toolbar on the Microsoft document, and we typed in the word said, which then gave us a list of new words to choose from. We decided to choose the word alleged. Then we decided that the word real wasn't nice enough. So we typed in real and we found the word exceptionally. So we went from our original sentence, which said he wrote real good, to our new and improved sentence, he alleged he wrote exceptionally well. Look how easily we just transformed the sentence.
That is a nice sentence.
It is.
Here's a thoughtful quote from John Naughton from The Observer. Using a word processor makes writing more like sculpting in clay. Because it's so easy to revise, one begins by hacking out a rough draft, which is then iteratively reshaped, cutting bits out here, adding bits there, gradually licking the whole thing into some kind of shape.
There really is this sense of ease in editing a document, which brings us to our next issue, the issue of plagiarism.
Anyone can just easily copy and paste copyrighted material and present it as their own. There are issues of authorship at stake. Because of technology, plagiarism is easier and more prevalent than ever before.
Why spend hours in the library digging through books when you can just open up your computer, copy and paste someone's ideas, and then use them as your own? It's really appealing to college students, and that's why a lot of people get in trouble. It all kind of goes back to the lazy nature of the digital natives of today.
Along with being able to just plagiarize anybody else's material, it is also easier for any author to be able to write anything they want and post it online.
Because of the anonymity often associated with the internet, this can be very dangerous. Now, anyone with a connection to the internet can post their thoughts and opinions to their own blog.
And because these are just people's thoughts and they aren't authorized authors, we assert that the integrity is not as substantial as it was before the cyberculture age. An example of this is that an established writer, as such one that would work on the Tribune, would not put the reputation on the line of reporting a false story.
But, on the other hand, John Doe from Gas City, Indiana could easily report a false story from his mother's basement. So, with the volume of things that are being written online and the lack of credentials, we need to, as people and consumers of technology, be really critical of the information that we're receiving.
We need to make sure the information is nice.
Now let's kind of turn tables and take a look at print media and how it's affected by technology and writing. Do you want to take the wheel on this one, Alex?
Yeah, I'll drive. Before the rise of cyberculture, journalists would bring a piece of paper to interviews. Now, it is not uncommon to see a journalist using a voice recorder or even bringing their personal laptop or cell phone. Because of the competition with speed, many journalists report on a scene by themselves, acting as a backpack journalist.
That's a really good point you just brought up, because before cyberculture, a journalist would focus all of his or her time solely on writing the story. But now, this journalist most often also has to photograph, film, and edit their own piece, which takes away the time and attention that they put on the story alone. One could argue that the story is not as thought out and well articulated as it was before.
That really ties in well with everything that we have talked about today.
I think it does too.
Word.
Okay, so I think that's it for today. I think we've covered everything we wanted to talk about that has to do with writing and cyberculture. We had a great time, and
Hope you enjoyed it.
yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, ladies on the Benji.
Bye.